Hi, I'm Bill Walton, tenured professor at sports school. And whether you're a beginner or looking to take your game to the next level, we have everything for you. Basketball is not a game of size and strength. Basketball is a game of skill, timing, and positioning. I learned that at a very early age, growing up playing basketball as a small, skinny, scrawny punk of a guy. Puny as can be, but I learned how to play with quickness. Believe me when I say that this is a game of skill, timing, and positioning, no more so than in the aspect of rebounding, because this is where you have to, number one, anticipate that every shot will be missed. Number two, get the hands and arms above the shoulders so that when that ball comes off in an awkward way, your hands are quickly ready to move to the position and then go get that ball. And now we'll move on to how you practice becoming a great rebounder. We spoke earlier about how basketball is not a game of size and strength. It's a game of skill, timing, and position, but it's also a game where it's not important how high you jump, it's where you are and when you jump. When we're working on our rebounding, we start, as always, right in close here. And our demonstrators will step forward and toss that ball up underhand, and they are able to catch it out in front of them. They land, and then they move back to the drill here. Every single time, the ball doesn't have to touch the floor here. The toss is critical. Put it up soft, put it up underhand so that you're catching that ball out in front of you. Now, our demonstrators have failed to add the yell up there. So when we get up there, you've got guys like Karl Malone, Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, Shaquille O'Neal coming over your back, Rasheed and Ben Wallace. You've got to let them know that they have no chance whatsoever to get the ball that ultimately belongs to you. In working on the finer points, we're starting to put the pieces of the puzzle together. We've already got the toss, we've already got the land, but now we have to add the outlet pass. So they're putting it up, they're landing with a two-footed stop, always a critical element of how to practice basketball. Landing and then stepping with the lead foot to deliver that ball as always. The next time Brian comes through, we're going to get him to come to a dead stop here as he walks in. He puts that ball up and he lands, and then it's this foot here that steps. This foot that steps. As we always talk about with passing, that the lead foot goes to pass, and those elbows are up. Now, when our demonstrators come in and practice their rebounding, they really need to learn how to rip that ball out of the sky, because that's what's going to keep your opponent off your back and allow you to dictate the terms of this conflict. Remember that basketball is like the sport of chess, is like the business of real estate. It's all about controlling territory. It's all about location. So when you're jumping in basketball, realize that basketball is not a game where you're jumping up. Basketball is jumping out, because that will enable you to keep the defender, the opponent, on your backside and not be underneath the basket where you're jumping up, maybe being pushed underneath the basket too far, and you find yourself reaching up that someone else can come in and take that ball away from you. So as you're practicing this drill, the ball is tossed from about this area where the dotted line would be for the jump ball, tossed out, and you jumping up and out. Remember, basketball is not vertical jumping, it is horizontal jumping, as our demonstrators will now show and incorporate all the parts. The toss, the outlet, the land, the snatch, the whip of the arms up above. And remember, as you incorporate all the different parts, the nice underhand toss, the anticipation that the ball will be missed and where it's going to bounce off to, you then become the guy who can control the action.